Hey guys, and welcome back to another brand new One Punch Man video. And yes everyone, this is the start of Good News series, the series where I break down the stuff list behind One Punch Man season 3 before each episode even airs. Basically, I dive deep into who's working on the episode, storyboard artists, directors, animators, all of them, and give you a better idea of what kind of quality or style we can expect when the episode drops. This time we're looking at episode 1, which hasn't aired yet, but the stuff list has already been revealed, and it's packed with some really interesting name, I would say. So yes everyone, let's take a look at the stuff list of One Punch Man season 3 episode 1. So here it is, the full stuff list for season 3 episode 1. We got storyboarder Shinpei Nagai, as I've already expected, assistant storyboarder Hirose Mitsuki, episode director Miyuki Ishida, chief animation director we got Kazumi Ono. Animation directors, we got 2 of them, and it is Kazumi Ono and also Yukako Tsuzuki. And as for key animators, there are tons of them, and it goes as follows: Kazumi Ono, Kohei Takahashi, Shogo Morishita, Hiroto Nakagawa, Kanade Koide, Haruko Ichihara, plus several in-house stuff from JC stuff like Kenichirou Aoki, oh my goodness, thank god, Muneki Okada, Wakana Yamaguchi, Aya Tsurada, and Ryo Ogaito. Quite a list, I would say. And now let's break down what each of those roles actually mean and who these people are behind the scenes. So let's start off with the storyboard, the blueprint of any anime episode. Storyboarding, or ekonte in Japanese, is where the director's vision starts to shape visually. These artists take the written script and turn it into rough sketches that show how each scene flows, how characters move, and how shots transition. For episode 1, the storyboard is handled by Shinpei Nagai, with Hirose Mitsuki assisting. Yes everyone, the new series director of season 3, Shinpei Nagai, is storyboarding the first episode of One Punch Man season 3 with Hirose Mitsuki as the assistant storyboarder. In the case, I would say Shinpei Nagai has a pretty rough storyboards, and then Hirose Mitsuki will be assisting in terms of how he wanna translate those storyboards from Shinpei Nagai to the episode director and then continue on with the actual production itself. And yes everyone, episode 1 of One Punch Man season 3 doesn't really have that much of an action. It's literally little to no action, I'm pretty sure. So yes, Shinpei Nagai isn't someone that is very known for handling action scenes and all that, so storyboarding a build-up episode is definitely a good choice, especially for Shinpei Nagai, who doesn't really specialize in action stuff. But in terms of action stuff, we will definitely need to see that in the later episode, but as for now, we are in good hands. So yes everyone, those are basically it for the storyboard segment. There's really nothing much to talk about because both of the storyboarder doesn't really have anything much other than storyboarding a build-up episode, not really something that is crazy and all that. But let's hope that the storyboarding for this episode won't be too pale or too boring. Hopefully the composition or the framing of it will at least look pretty fresh and not just a one-to-one copy-paste of the manga itself. But I do trust Shinpei Nagai because he himself has storyboarded stuff that are original. So again, these storyboarders are the blueprint of any anime episode. But as for episode 1, I don't think there's that much of action scenes. So it's all about how Shinpei Nagai will be turning this build-up episode into something that I hope is going to be an interesting one. Next up, we have episode director or Ensutsu. So think of the episode director as the coordinator of pretty much everything in the episode itself. They're not animating directly, but they're the one that will be approving animation layouts, direct the photography team, and basically make sure every department aligns with the episode's tone. For episode 1, this role is taken by Miyuki Ishida, a name some of you might recognize from their work on previous JC Stuff titles. And I would say Ishida has a pretty strong sense of visual balance. And in terms of directing slice of life episode, Miyuki Ishida has worked on tons of Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive, in which I would say, in terms of how episode 1 of One Punch Man will be, since it's most likely going to be, again, a build-up episode, a slice of life director or a rom-com director will be able to capture how everything will line up in the actual first episode of One Punch Man Season 3 itself. Personally, I will expect a pretty clean and cohesive episode that doesn't overreach but also at the same time doesn't feel flat. Now next one we got Chief Animation Director or So Sakuga Kantoku. This is one of the most important roles I would say, but again, every roles are very important, but their job is to maintain consistency in how characters look across every cut. Even if multiple animators work on the same scene, the Chief Animation Director ensures that everyone still look like the same person, on model and faithful to the character designs. Here, that responsibility falls on Kazumi Ono, who's also one of the episode's key animators and also animation director. Well, I personally don't really know who Kazumi Ono is, but after looking at his past work, I can definitely see the pattern here in which he has definitely worked on tons of other anime as animation director and also chief animation director, such as an anime that Shinpei Nagai, the director of season 3, has worked on, which is 2.5D Seduction, and also even worked on as animation director for Hell's Paradise, and also Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive, and fun fact, has even worked on One Punch Man Season 2 as animation director as well. So yes everyone, this particular person definitely has tons of experience in terms of being the chief animation directors and correcting and maintaining the consistency of each character in each episode. But again, until we see the actual episode itself, we can't really tell, and also the fact that we don't really have any concrete proof or an actual drawing that he personally corrected in any anime yet. But again, all we can do is just wait and see how the consistency of the overall look of episode 1 will be. And then we've got the animation directors, which are Sakuga Kantoku. Their job is to directly supervise the key animators, making sure every movement looks right, the perspective holds up, and the animation feels smooth and expressive. This episode has Kazumi Ono and Yukaku Tsuzuki as their animation directors. And at the same time, both of this person has worked together on 2.5D Seduction. Again, same production line as Atsushi Fujishiro's production. So again, it's not really surprising to see both of these names working again on One Punch Man. But at the same time, we can't really tell how much stuff will be corrected and all that until we see the actual episode itself. So as of now, I can't really give an actual prediction or an expectation yet. But considering that this is a pretty low priority episode or an episode that is used for build up, I don't think that much of drawing errors will be present. Now let's take a look at the key animators or Genga artists. Right, so these are the people who draw the major poses and key moments that define how a scene moves and feels. Even if the episode doesn't have big action scenes, the key animators are still what make every motion, every expression, and every bit of body language feel alive. For episode 1, we've got a really solid lineup, I would say. Kazumi Ono again participating as key animator, Kohei Takashi, Shogo Morishita, Hiroto Nakagawa, Kanade Koide, Haruko Ichihara, and several in-house names from JC stuff like Kenichirou Aoki, Muneki Okada, Wakana Yamaguchi, Aya Tsurada, and Ryo Ogaido. But the two names that really stand out here are Hiroto Nakagawa and Kenichirou Aoki. Now, starting with Nakagawa, this guy has some seriously impressive work under his belt. He's done cuts for Uma Musume, the movie, which, yes, is a movie production, so it's pretty unfair, but it still shows his capability, and also he has contributed to Fate, Grand Order, One Piece, and even Boruto. Nakagawa's cut usually have this really strong sense of motion clarity. The faces that are being animated are very expressive, which I really like, and also those little gestures that makes character feels alive. Then there's Kenichirou Aoki, and I think most of us still remember who he is. I mean, like, he is literally the savior of One Punch Man Season 2, being the regular animator for each episode, and his work pretty much carried some of the best moments in that season. But what's interesting is that episode 1 doesn't seem like it will be heavy on action. It's more of a dialogue-driven, build-up type of episode, so seeing Aoki and also Nakagawa's name here makes me really curious. And I would like to assume that they are handling some character acting Sakuga, which again includes subtle body language, natural movement, and expressive reaction, which is stuff that really elevates a slower episode, and they are definitely capable of that level of finesse. So So even without those crazy action choreography, there's still a lot of potential for beautiful character acting in this episode. So yes everyone, those are pretty much it for today's good news video. Unfortunately, I needed to record this video at 3 a.m. in the morning. I went to party and I didn't even realize that there's going to be an actual stuff leak for their first episode. So I went back home, drank some milk, and then, well, started to record a One Punch Man video. So yes everyone, if you guys enjoyed this stuff list analysis and this good news series, I'll continue to make it every single week, I guess. So yes everyone, those are basically it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next episode of Good News Video. Goodbye.